So hey guys, I have no idea if I'm in camera shot today. Looking over at the GoPro, it doesn't seem to be pointing at me, but I'm hoping it's okay because it is a wide angle lens. But on the way to the gym, once again, feeling a lot better than last session. Last session, I think I even said on the way, I felt pretty tired, had a bad night's sleep, where it's better today. I'm still probably not 100%, so if you don't know, obviously I've been ill recently, and that, well, part and parcel of that has been not sleeping very well, so been quite tired. We've kind of, I think, found the root of the issue of like what's been going on. So I went to the doctors and I explained, and the first question she said, the doctor, have I had any dental work recently, when I explained my problems. I was like, yeah, quite a bit. And she was like, go to the dentist, it's probably more of a dental issue than a doctor issue. So I went to the dentist and they kind of found that my gums are really like inflamed from probably all the work that I've had done recently. So I got prescribed like this mouthwash that's like really powerful, that's supposed to help gums calm down. I don't know, and it seemed to be working. So whatever it is, I don't exactly know. It's getting better. So there's that. So that's a good tick plus in a positive thing. Gym today, I'm pretty sure, last week my instructor said probably for the next couple of weeks we're just going to split the exercises. So instead of just doing a full leg day or a full upper body day, we'll probably do half and half. So half leg day first, and then, or half leg session, half upper body. Just to kind of help me out a little bit, because if I do a whole leg session, I'm dead by the end of it, and dead for the next few days. So yeah, that's just going to help out, get me back into it, because I missed a week. Last week wasn't great, so really I've had a few weeks kind of not going amazing. So yeah, having a split week that's a bit easier I think is good. But that's pretty much all the updates with that. One thing I thought I would do on the way to the gym now is obviously I have said I was going to do a review of this car, and I'm still potentially planning to do it. The problem with it is, though, I don't know, you know, I'm not a car reviewer by any means, and I think it would be a very quick video because pretty much most of what I have to say is very good about the car, and I think that would be boring to say that's good, that's good, that's good. So I'll just say a couple things that I'm not 100% sold on with this car. The first one is the road noise. So I don't know if the mic picks it up, it might, but the road noise of the car is actually quite loud. There's a couple reasons for this. One, it's 18-inch rim tires, so there's big tires, and they're run flat tires, so they're quite thin. So that it just increases road noise because there's less rubber to, like, you know, take the impact of the road, I guess, and it's a really big tire, so there's more going around. So that's probably one negative, is if you really care about road noise, this car, it can be probably annoying. All I do is just put the music up a little bit. You know, when I'm saying this is a first world problem, you know, that's kind of why I was like, do I make a review? Because anything I complain about this car, people are kind of gonna go, yeah, you can't complain, blah blah blah. So it's a minor thing, it's not massive. I will say, for another thing, what I'm a little bit, I'd say, either happy and also mixed about it, is value for money. Now, value for money, obviously, the higher you go in car price, the less value of money you're really going to get, you know, because most people just want a car that can go A to B, and that's all they need. That's a pretty good value for money if you go cheap. But this car, I haven't said the price of this car yet, so I'm going to say it now. For the price of the car, do I think it's a good car? I'm going to say overall yes, but there are a couple of things I think could have been different. The actual price of this car was £32,000, which in dollars is what, about 45,000, something like that. But I got it for 28. So like I said to you guys, it was a pre-registered car, brand new car. The ticket price, if I ordered it from the dealership without it being pre-registered, on the sticker of the car, was 32.5, I think. And because it was pre-registered, they brung the price down to 28. So that's what I paid for it, but it's a 32-odd thousand value car. So that's what you've got to kind of value it off. Overall, yeah, like it's good. The power's good. It's got really good acceleration when you need it. Technology-wise, I probably would have kind of liked a couple more things. Obviously, I use Bluetooth for my music, but this thing doesn't have Apple CarPlay or anything like that. I kind of would expect most new cars to have that by now. This one doesn't. I have joked to my stream about the wing mirrors that I would prefer if this car had folding wing mirrors, which is an option, but this one didn't have it. I'd recommend that because it can avoid dings on your wing mirrors quite a lot. If you want to try and protect, you know, paint and stuff like that, I guess. Third thing that I guess I'm like a little bit on the fence about is the colour. God, I don't know what's going on there. Is the colour. I knew this from the beginning. I knew it from buying the car. I was wanting the blue version, the light blue, and obviously this is black. It's fine. I will say I now obviously driving around for what 3-4 months with it, or however long it's been. I've not seen another black 2 Series. I've probably seen in total about 5 2 Series in the time I've owned the car. None of them have been in black. I think they've been only 2 other colours. 2 were white, which is the default colour, and 2 were blue, the blue that I wanted. So I keep looking at that going, ugh. But yeah, black's okay. The problem with black, this isn't just specific to this car, is it gets dirty a lot. My sister's car is also black. She's got a Mini, and for some reason her car doesn't get as dirty as mine, and she even works like nearer like country fields, and mine just shows dirt even more. So it must be the specific paint or the colour, I don't know. But I'm washing this car at least once a week. The car's getting washed, and sometimes more so if I'm just annoyed with it, which is annoying. You know, that's something that you don't really account for, I guess, when you're buying a car, is how much you have to wash it. So I definitely know, again, this is first world problem complaints going on here. I know my next car won't be black. It's put me off black as a colour. Potentially like a gunmetal grey would have been better, would have shown it a bit less. I think it's just the contrast between like mud and dirt and black is just so big. Because even the white one that I had before, the 1 Series, that didn't show dirt practically at all. And that was white, and I thought white would be worse than black. Nope. So that's pretty much most of the complaints. I don't think I have anything else. Well, I'll say just technology-wise for like newer cars, the start-stop stuff, I'm not sold on start-stop. If you don't know what that is, it's when your engine turns off when you come to a complete stop and then turns itself back on when you want to go. Apparently, I read an article, it doesn't even save fuel. It's just a government incentive that the government thinks it does, but like if you go into the statistics and actual stats, it doesn't at all, which is kind of weird. But yeah, I'm not a massive fan of that. I turn it off for the most part if I'm kind of in the middle, like in Cambridge now. I'll probably turn it off after I finish vlogging. It's annoying. I hate the sound of when it goes and it's like choking your car. So I don't like that. And that, I don't know, that's about it for what I dislike for the most part. Again, there's not much, and a lot of it is petty. Because it's a lovely car. Like, again, this is technically my second car, but it's the first car I'm actively driving on the road, and yeah, it's amazing. It's great. It's obviously quicker than anything I've driven myself. The sport modes, I say, are good. It can be a bit sluggish. There is turbo lag because this thing has 2 turbos in it. It has turbo lag to a certain degree. Not in lower gears. I'd say lower gears are pretty good. There's hardly any turbo lag. But when you're about 50 miles an hour and you want to go to, like, say 70, there is lag. There's definite lag that you can feel going on with the turbo. It just doesn't kick in quick enough. If you're in sport mode, there's no lag. I'm guessing they've calibrated it a lot more for just instant burst of acceleration. I've tried also Sport Plus mode. Sport Plus mode, so again, it goes for acceleration a bit more. It's more aggressive as a driving style, I guess. But it's a bit scary because it gets rid of traction control. So yeah, that's fun. I would recommend driving with traction control pretty much always, unless you kind of want to slide around, which in some of the country lanes around where I live, it's fun. But don't do it. It's bad. Dangerous. But yeah, overall, I'm happy with it. Fuel consumption, I guess that's something. I don't really look at the MPG because I don't do a lot of driving, so it doesn't matter to me that much. But I think I get around 30 to 35, and I have quite an aggressive driving style, and I know I do. Not dangerous, again, I'm not an idiot while driving. I'm just used to moped driving, where it's quick acceleration and a lower top speed. So I stick to speed limits, but I just get there quick. That's generally my driving style, I guess. with light braking around corners, because that's fun, especially with rear-wheel drive. But yeah, I think that's pretty much like my mini review of the car. Pretty much no bad, like really bad thing to say. But again, I've had the car not that long. The car now has not even got 2,000 miles on it. So I've personally, I've only put what, about 1,500? No, less. About 1,300 miles I've put it on it personally, because when we picked it up, it had like basically 0, and we went to Telford and back. And adding all that mileage up was about 600 miles. So when we got back from that is when I started driving it. And yeah, it's not even at 2,000 yet. It's at 1,983 miles. So it's still probably like kind of getting into the rhythm. I have noticed it's a bit looser, because when a brand new car, the engine's quite stiff and the gear's like, you know, a little bit rigid. It's definitely a bit looser, which is nice, but it will continue to do so. It's not all the way there yet, I don't think. I think it takes a few more 1,000 miles for it to kind of really get into its groove. But it's great anyway. Like, it's perfectly fine now. Brakes, I will say, sometimes the brakes are a bit weird. It depends how much pressure obviously you put on the brake, but sometimes the brake is like really sharp. You're like, whoa. And then other times you're like, I'm not really stopping. Which I don't know, is it just, it might be me personally just kind of changing my brake style, but I don't think so. I think it's just how the brakes kind of respond to different speeds, I think, which is a little bit weird. You know, it's something that I've had to get used to in this car more than any. They are good brakes, don't get me wrong, but yeah. And well, I guess finally, when it comes to the steering, it's fairly light steering, like you can see. I don't know if you can, but I'm steering basically with 2 fingers at the moment. It's perfectly light and fine to do that. You don't feel out of control. But I say, hey guys, after the session, overall pretty good session, considering how things have been going recently. With the, you know, the illness that I've had recently, fatigue that goes alongside that. Yeah, overall pretty good session. Did squats, then did some dumbbells, like over the shoulder dumbbell type things. Then did leg press, and then finally finished on like a chest push thing. But I had to end on that a little bit early because my head was starting to get lightheaded. And for me, it's a bit of like a warning. When my head gets lightheaded, that's probably like enough. I tried to recover, like I went down, tried to get the blood back to the brain. After a while, I was like, it's just not really going to go away quick. And we had about 10 odd minutes left of the session. So I was like, right, that's it, that's good enough. But a big improvement from last week. I think last week my head went at the like 30-minute mark, where this week, you know, around the 45 odd minute mark. So a pretty good improvement. I don't think we did anything bigger than normal. I think I did one set of 120 kilogram on leg press, but then I was like, that's a bit too much, so we went down to 100 again. But no, I'm overall pretty happy. Just again, consistency, getting back into the gym, try to get back into the groove after being ill, and we were working it out. I've been ill off and on, especially when it comes to gym sessions, for about a month. There was one session that I was dehydrated and it didn't go well. That was kind of the start of me kind of feeling a bit dodgy. And then I had a week off. Then last week I got lightheaded around half an hour, and then we're at this week where it wasn't perfect, but it was a lot better than last week. So there are improvements. We're getting back into it slowly. But it's just doing it. You know, that's the biggest thing that I've seen people kind of fail at. You know, they go to a gym, try to lose weight, and they just stop going. I don't want to be that guy. I want to keep going, even if progress is slow. As long as I'm in there every week doing it, then in my own head I'm like, well, I'm trying, and you know, we are progressing. But it was fine, it was good. My instructor, again, you talk to it if you've never been into gyms. I know a lot of people watch these videos who have never done anything like that. You do talk to your instructor obviously a lot. You know, you're resting and you just have conversations. I won't go into details because obviously I think it's still ongoing and he probably doesn't want me to share a lot, but he had a really big situation happen where both of his cars in his, like, you know, family type thing, both got stolen. So obviously he's been dealing with a lot at the moment, which, you know, that must be hard. And then, you know, showing up for work and encouraging people, that's strength in itself right there. So yeah, hopefully that gets sorted out. But anyway, that's going to probably be it for the after session update. I've got my flat Lucozade that I have pretty much every time. And I'll say these things are magic. I think next week I mentioned it to my trainer that I might try do a session where instead of just having water with me in the session, I might have one of these Lucasades with me, because I finished the session, went to the vending machine, got a couple of them, walked out, and I was still out of breath by this time. I'm not even kidding. I had one swig of it and I instantly feel better. I don't know what it is. There obviously is sugar in it and stuff, but it shouldn't be that quick. It's just refreshing. I don't know. So next week I'm going to try do a session with one of these with me while exercising and not with water, and see if that's an improvement. Maybe. Be kind of weird if there is, but yeah, that's going to be it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the update. Let me know how it's going for you. Obviously the first half of this, if my memory serves correct, we did kind of like a mini review of this car, stuff that I dislike, stuff that I like a little bit. But yeah, that's it for this week. Hopefully you guys have a good time, and I'll see you guys next time. See you.